Hey, hello everyone. Good morning. Okay. Yesterday we have seen, not yesterday, on our previous class, we have seen like case management and its functionalities, and we have seen about the service contracts also, right? So, the last process that we need to learn as part of the service cloud is the entitlements. So, coming to the entitlements, guys, the basic steps that we are going to do is the 6 steps. Okay. First, the first thing that we need to make sure is in our arc is the entitlement process is enabled. Okay. To enable the entitlement process, so we need to follow these steps. So setup. Then we need to go to service. Then we need to select entitlement management. Then entitlement settings. If the checkbox is not checked, enable entitlement management. Clicking on save. If it's not checked, then we need to check the checkbox and then we need to click on save so that we can configure the entitlement process. I hope I have already explained what is entitlement process. Entitlement process is something like that, setting up different milestones for different customers depending on some criterias. That is nothing but the entitlement process. In case if any milestone is not reached, then we can make that cases as the violated cases. So to ensure that a proper response back to our customers, we use entitlement process in Service Cloud. Okay. So 6 steps are the ones, guys. The first 4 steps are setting up the entitlement process. So as part of the setup the entitlement process, what we will do is first we will create a milestone and then we will create an entitlement process. Then we will add the created milestone which we created in the first step, right? That we are going to add with the entitlement process which is created on the second step. Okay. And the fourth one is we can add the workflow actions. That is something like that. If any milestone is passed, these are the 3 things, guys. Okay. The tick mark is something like that. Milestone is successfully completed. Okay. And the second yellow mark, it's kind of warning mark. So this is something like that. Your milestone is near. Okay. And red is something like that we have violated. That means we have crossed the milestone, but we haven't taken that respective action. So these are the different milestone statuses, I can say. Past, near due, and violated. So in case if it's passed, if you would like to send any notification to any group of people or certain team, yes, you can send the notifications. Those are nothing but the actions. So if your milestone is passed, then you need to send some notifications. Are violated or it's in due, near due, you would like to send the notifications. Those all things we call it as a actions. Okay. Then this is all setting up the milestone. 1, 2, 3, 4 are nothing but the setting up the milestone. The next thing is whatever the entitlement process and milestones that we set as part of these 4 steps, how we are going to use these is nothing but the 5 and 6 steps. Okay. Apply the entitlement process to a customer's entitlement. Okay. That means on the account, our customer is nothing but the account, right? We are going to have the relationship between the account and this entitlement. Okay. And then case to entitlement. Like we can go first, we will relate the entitlement to particular account, and from that entitlement we can create the cases. Okay. These all are the basic steps that involves in the entitlement process, guys. So there are 2 interview questions here. The first thing is how do you enable the entitlements if your entitlements are not enabled? Okay, how do you check whether entitlement process is enabled or not? Then you have to explain these five steps. Okay. The other thing is, can you explain the steps that you follow to enable the entitlement process? Then we need to explain about these four steps. Then they'll ask you where you are going to use your entitlement process. Okay. That is the case. You need to explain about the 5 and 6 steps. Okay. Now we will see one by one. By logging into our personal arc, we can see how to enable the entitlements. Okay. Let me just log into my arc. I logged into my arc. So already I am in setup. I need to search for service. Okay. Under service, it should be entitlement management, entitlement settings. So instead of service, you can directly search for entitlements also, guys. Okay. Then it will directly take you to that settings. Okay. Entitlement settings. Okay, so this is the checkbox they are talking about. Enable entitlement management. Okay, in my case, it's already enabled. In your case, you make sure that if it's not enabled, it should get enabled. Basically, it will get enabled by default. But if it's not getting enabled, you can just enable it. You can click on it and then click on. So you can simply click on the save. Okay. So that is what we were talking about, the entitlement setup, service setup, entitlement management, entitlement settings, check the entitlement management, enable entitlement management, and clicking on save. Okay. Then we will that is about enabling the entitlement, guys. Then we will do our next setting up the entitlement process. Okay. As part of the setting up the entitlement process, first we need to create a milestone. Okay. So to create a milestones, you can just simply search for milestone on setup. Okay. I'm just opening up the milestones. So these are the few sample milestones that they have already given. Okay. So one of the milestone is first respond to customer. Okay. This is first respond to customer. This is no recurrence. Okay. That means it fires only once. Okay. Clicking on edit. So it says setting up non-recurrence milestone for the time agent take to send the first response to the customer. Okay. Like that, these are all some milestones which are default, but let me create our own milestone. Okay. So here I am going to check the milestone is status change milestone. Okay. Case has different statuses, right? New, open, closed, right? So I would like to fire some milestone on status change. Then this fires on case status change. Okay. So recurrence type. Recurrence type has 3 values, right? No recurrence, independent, sequential. Okay. No recurrence is in the sense of once this is milestone is triggered, guys, again it will not trigger the milestone. Same milestone. Okay. Independent is something like that. Individually, it will fire it automatically, irrespective of other whether the previous milestone is fired or not. Sequential is something like that. You can have, I mean, we are going to order the milestones. Okay, first, my one of the existing milestones should fire. After that milestone is completed, then this is the second milestone. Okay, whenever you want to make a milestone as a sub milestone, like second, third, fourth milestone, then that time you can make it as a sequential milestone. Okay, I'm just right now making it as an independent milestone. My milestone is study. This is how I created one of my custom milestones, and already I have 4 normal milestones which came as part of which came as part of my standard arg creation, right? So setting up the milestone is easy only, right? So now we need to do is we need to create entitlement process. So we can just search for entitlement process. Okay. So there is an active entitlement process on the standard case. Okay. If you see it, this has criteria based on the case created date. Okay. Case enters the process that is based on the case created date. So when this process is going to exit is case exit the process is based on the custom criteria like case closed equals to true. That means whenever you close the case, this process ends. Okay. The entry criteria is created date. Okay. So this process is associated to 3 milestones, guys. The standard milestones which came as part of the system. Okay. So the first milestone they have added is first response to the customer. Okay. That means within 240 minutes. Okay. Within 240 minutes, we have to send a response to the customer. 240 minutes is in the sense of 4 hours, guys. Okay, 60 minutes is 1 hour, right? So 240 minutes is 4 hours. That means within 4 hours, okay, we have to send the first response to the customer. If we haven't sent the first response to the customer, then the milestone is going to be escalated. Okay, then so if I can click on this milestone, so we are going to select the entitlement process and milestone name. So this is the first response to the customer. Time to trigger. Okay, this milestone is going to trigger 240. Okay, so on the down actions. So 3 actions like success actions. That means within 240, if we send the response back, then we can just add an actions. Like we can send email alerts and we can update some other table fields. New field update is in the sense of, for example, whenever the case milestone is successful, okay, I would like to update some record on the account. Okay, some particular field value on the account. That is the case, we will use new field updates. Okay, email alerts is something like if we need to send any email notifications. Okay, and new task is nothing but, okay, whenever this activity is completed, after this milestone is completed, let's create some task record automatically. Okay, all these mainly we will use these 4 things only, these 3 things: new task, new email alert, new field updates. Or select existing action is nothing but the already whatever the actions which were created, like these actions which were created in previous existing entitlement processes, instead of creating the new ones, we can select the existing action itself. Okay. So, or else if you want to create a new flows, but generally this is not required, guys. We will not do new outbound messages and new flows. Okay. But if we want to create any flow, we can create it. Okay. Like we can call a flow, that I can say. We can create and call that flow. Flow is nothing but flow is also its same automations, guys. Depending on some conditions, criteria, if you want to do some operations, either insert operation, update operations, delete operations, or sending an email alert. Okay, these are the different actions that we can do using flows also. Okay, so we are doing success operations like that. Or else the second thing is the warning operations. Okay, this is 60 minutes before. Like it's a within 4 hours you need to send a first email response back to the customer. But till 3 hours, you haven't sent any email response back. So we have just 60 minutes left. Okay. In that case, if you want to send any warning message to the owner of the case saying that you are going to violate this, there is a less time for you to take an action on this. So such kind of actions we can configure under the warning actions. Okay. As part of the actions, it's again same tasks. Okay. Within before some particular point of time. Generally, we use warning actions to send the alerts, guys. Okay, so before 60 minutes, we are going to send an alert to the case owner saying that this is something you haven't taken any action on this. It is going to be, your milestone is going to be violated in an hour. To send such kind of email notifications, we use warning actions. And violation actions, that means within 4 hours, you haven't taken the action. The milestone time is 4 hours, but you haven't taken any action. That means it's violated. Okay. So it's the status will automatically become the violated, guys, after whenever it's violated. Okay. Then if you want to add after the status is, as soon as it's violated, if you want to send the notification, you can send it. Or else the milestone is violated and after an hour, if you would like to send any notification, yes, add time trigger is nothing but here you can select the time, guys. Okay, after 6 minutes or 6 hours or 6 days. Okay, like that you can configure minutes, hours, and days here. Okay, to do your actions. So, for example, if I say after 6 hours of violation, okay, standard case. So, after 6 hours of violation, what action you would like to do? Would you like to send any email or would you like to update the case or would you like to do any flow execution? Those are the things you can configure. You can add another time trigger also, like after 8 hours if you want to do some actions or after 2 hours if you want to do some actions. So in the entitlement process, basically what we will do is we are going to selecting the milestone and then we are configuring the actions. Okay. First step, we are creating the milestone. Second step, we are creating the entitlement process. And then from the entitlement process, we are selecting the milestones. Right? That is what they did here. So clicking on search. So try to select. So this is monitoring one. Okay. Here, active process. So let me create the new one. So entitlement process type, Here case, incident, work order. Okay. So this is also another important question, guys. What are the different objects I can create the entitlement processes? So case, incident, work order. Okay. So incidents generally we will not use, guys, because case and incidents are almost same. In the real scenarios, we always use the cases only. Okay. Work order is nothing but sometimes, um, sometimes after a case gets created, they'll get assigned to the agents. Not in all projects we use work order, but in all projects we use cases. That is common. But some projects they use work orders also. Work orders is nothing but under a case, if it includes any pricing things, okay, or any agent allocations that they need to go and visit that particular place, that is the time we will just use the work orders to make sure that we have done this work as part of this case. To track all the work that we have done on this case, we generally use the work orders. Okay. So entitlement process that we can do on mainly on these three objects: case, incident, work order. Okay. So right now I'm using cases. So simply it will ask you entitlement process name. So I'm just giving like a case entitlement. Okay. Making it as a active case entitlement. So options that we need to have to do is, one second, guys. So the options that we need to use is case enters the process. So based on the created date or based on a customer date time field on the case. Okay. That means what is the time that we need to start execution of the thing. Whenever you select based on created date, okay, so this entitlement process will start firing up as soon as you create the case. Or else you can select any other date fields. Okay, date time open, or you can also give your own time. Okay, entitlement process start time. Okay, last modified date, depending on that. So entitlement process start time is nothing but this is also one of the field on the case object. So there you can mention start time of the entitlement process. Then you can it will run that point of time. Okay, or else last modified date, whenever the case is modified. Okay, that is the time. The same thing. So when the case exit process, that means case is closed as I explained you, or you can have your own custom criteria also. Like for example, if case status, okay, case priority I selected, or else I can go with the case status also. Case status equals to closed. So this is already, otherwise whenever I want to exit from this entitlement process whenever it is escalated. Okay. If any case is escalated, then stop it. I can select it. Okay. This is how I can create my custom formula. Okay. or else whenever the case is closed. That is the standard one. So whenever, as soon as case is closed, the entitlement process will get ended. Okay. So we can set the entitlement process business hours, guys. But basically, nobody will use this business hours. It is something like that. Generally, you know, right? Business hours is nothing but 8 to 5. Okay. It varies company to company, business hours. The standard business hours are 8 to 5. Okay. If you want to consider only within business hours, if any case is created or if any case is modified, then only you would like to check your entitlement process. Then we will set this entitlement process business hours, but 99% they'll not use it because support process is something like that. We always provide 24 hours support is the one most of the companies will provide, right? Coming to the bank is something like that. We have been hearing that this is not the working hours of the bank and it will not work from this time to this time. Such kind of exceptional, very secure places only we will use this one, but most of the projects we will not use this one. I'm clicking on the save. So I have created a milestone and I have created a entitlement process. This is my second step, right? So as part of this image, first I created a milestone and then I created an entitlement process. Now I'm adding my milestone to the entitlement process. Okay. So here I'm going to select new. Okay. Here I can select the milestones which are present. So I'm going to select the milestone which I created. Status change. Okay. Here I can give the time. Okay, the amount of time in which milestone must be completed. So initially, as soon as I create the case, basically my status is new, right? I'm expecting within 2 hours. So within 120 minutes. Okay, here it is saying that you have to give the time in minutes. So within 120 minutes, the status should change. Okay, start time. So milestone criteria. Any business hours? No. So order of the milestone. Okay. So this is something like that. In case if you have 3, 4, 5 milestones, if you want to execute this milestone as the highest one, that is the case. It's order of the milestone. So we just need to mention it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm just giving it as a 1. Okay. So criteria. So what all cases that will go under this milestone process?
బెల్ట్ తీసేయాల్సింది లాస్ట్ బెర్జానికి పెడితేనే సరిపోయింది ఇంకా రేపు తెలిస్తే ఇంకా ఈ బెట్ దేనికి పనికిరాదు కదా
1 second. Hi everyone. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, sorry for you guys. Okay. So we are creating the case entitlement and we have associated our milestone and we can select our criterias. Okay. Criterias are something like that. We can like when is this milestone is going to met. Okay. Like what are the cases that need to go under this milestone? That is nothing but the criteria. So I am going to send all the cases of priority. Okay. So all the highest priority cases, they should change the status within 2 hours. Okay. That is my requirement. If you get such kind of requirement, you just need to set up a milestone for 120 minutes and you need to set that criteria. Cases which are high priority that have to change the status to 120. Okay. That is your first milestone. So click on save. No. In case of medium priority, then I have to give my milestone time as the 240. Okay. Then I can select another milestone. So the name is status change again. Time trigger here is 240. Okay. So this is my second one. So this is going to be fired again on case priority. So I'm going to select case priority equals to medium priority. Okay. So this is the one. Click on save. Like this, we will create the entitlement and we'll create the milestones and then we will associate milestones to entitlements. Okay. So here it is showing up. You have a milestone on 2 hours is one milestone and 4 hours you have another milestone. Okay. So these are the 4 basic steps that we have. Okay. While doing the after milestones. So add an action. I can send new email alert. Okay. So send success email. Okay. Now I am configuring my actions, guys. Okay. As soon as I have the milestone is completed successfully, then I am sending success email. So email template is nothing but just selecting some body, guys, email body. I'm going to select a simple, some random email template, but generally we will create our own required email body templates. That is very easy. We can go to the setup and search for email templates. From the setup, you can search for email templates. So classic email templates, lightning email templates. So you can select anything, that's fine. Okay. So lightning email templates is nothing but from the lightning also you can access as soon as you click on you enable this one. But general email template that you are going to create here is email templates. So you can create your direct text templates or HTML templates, custom templates and Visual Force. So basically we'll not use these two, custom and Visual Force, in our admin part. So in case you want to generate custom and Visual Force email templates, then it's the job of the developers. Okay, because you need to write the code for these two things. Okay, and text and HTML, most of the times we will use text templates. Okay, text templates is simply we just need to write. So I'm clicking on next. Okay. Basically, what is the subject? What is the body? Okay. These are the just what is the email template name? Okay. Unique name will get populated automatically, and subject and body of our email template. So it's simply we are just creating one template to send an email notification. Okay. So I right now I can show you some of the existing templates, guys. Okay, because it will take. So like this they have created. So this is the email template name and this is the unique name it is created. Okay. So available for use is nothing but you can utilize this template for your email notifications. So this is the just, these we call it as a uh, merge fields, guys. That means we are not hard coding the values. Values which we are getting is from the record. Okay. For example, on the case, the status is open. Then automatically you can just case dot status, object name dot field name. So that automatically whatever, whenever you change the value, that respective value will get rendered here. Okay. These fields obviously you will get in the top. Okay. So email template, this is the HTML version. When you click on the edit HTML version, okay, they just copy pasted. So whenever the HTML version I said, right, you need to write this HTML kind of code. But text versions is not required. But whatever the fields that we are talking out, right? Like hello. And in the email template, you will not give a names, right? It's always because this template is common for all the ones, all the records. So every time, depending on the name which is there on that particular record, hello, that particular name should come. So whenever you want to generate that value dynamically, we have to use this syntax, merge field syntax. You no need to write any syntax, guys. So on the top there are fields, like select the field type. So contact fields or case fields, lead fields, like here it has case fields. Okay, the same way you will find lead fields, account fields, opportunity fields, all the fields you will be finding. So from here you can select the respective field, case ID. So this is the merge field. You just copy that one and paste wherever you want to use it. Okay, this is how you can copy, you can create the merge fields. And using that, we will just prepare the template, like what is the subject and what is the body that we would like to send to the users. So as soon as our templates are ready, email alert is the one which decides, okay, to whom users. So in the template, what we have prepared is the subject and body, guys. Okay. In the alert, what we are doing is who is recipients. It's like address to address. Okay. That is something we are selecting here. We have 4 users, right? I'm just selecting this one. And additional email addresses. These are nothing but our CC addresses. Okay. And from email address. So it's always current user email address. Or you can have some argvide defaults. Okay. There are something like that. arg-wide email addresses? This is also your important question, guys. Okay. I would like to send an email notifications whenever my milestone process is successful. I would like to send an email notification from a particular email address. How is that possible? Okay. And the answer you should tell is, first you have to add your particular email address into an arg-wide email addresses. Okay. Like I would like to send an email notification from no reply at the rate abc.com. Okay. ABC is my company, guys. Okay. No reply at the rate abc.com. I would like to send an email. Okay. Every time any milestone is crossed, then I would like to send an email notifications from no reply at the rate abc.com. Okay, how that is possible is, first you have to add that address here, then there is a verify will come. Once you verify that thing here, okay, let me just add one sample. Okay, I'm going to arg-wide email address. I'm making it as one of my personal email. Okay. Oh, sorry. This is okay. So if you want to give only permission to the certain profiles to use this address, you can select a respective profiles, or else if you want to use this one for any profile, you can just select the starting one, clicking on save. Okay, so verification request is sent. Once the verification is done, then only it is available for your selection, guys. Until the arg-wide email address is not verified, until that you cannot use, even though you cannot use that as your from email addresses. Okay, so let me just verify that thing. Okay, this is how you will get an email notification. Verify your Salesforce arg-wide addresses. Okay, I'm clicking on this. So address is verified. Okay, here the status will become verified. See, it is verified. So now I can go ahead and if I refresh my email alerts, you will be seeing this one, right? So whenever you want to send emails from a particular email address, how can you configure that? This is the steps, guys. We have to add that particular email in arg-wide addresses, and then we have to verify it. Then it will be available under email addresses. So every time when you send an email, obviously it will send from this one, this email, irrespective of if you create the case or any other person create the case or any other person create the case, whatever it is, always the email notifications will go from this particular address. Okay. So especially email alerts are nothing but the send success mail. Okay. And email template is nothing but subject and description. And email alert is nothing but we are configuring to address, CC address. Okay. These are nothing but the CC addresses and from address. Clicking on save. No email templates found. You must find and value. Okay. I just selected. Okay. So I just, as soon as my milestone is success, then it will send a success mail. The same way you can configure the warning actions and violation actions also, guys. Okay. So that is the major process of these four steps. Creating a milestone, creating an entitlement process, adding the milestone to the entitlement process, and adding actions to the milestone. Okay. So any questions in these four steps? Okay. Then let's move on to our last two steps. So now my milestone process is ready. That means entitlement and milestone, or entitlement process or milestone process, both are same, guys. Okay. I mean, it's not same. It's like, but people will call, sometimes it's an entitlement process, but sometimes it's a milestone process, but whatever, that is the entitlement and milestone process. Okay. Then how to use this process? Apply the entitlement process to a customer entitlements. Okay. So if I go to the any of the account, let me just open up my service application. Go to the account. I just opened up my account. Okay. In the related list, so basically I'm just checking for entitlement process. So I can go to the object manager. Right now I just verified. I can't able to select the entitlement process from the account record. So first I need to see object manager. For the entitlements, guys, you just search for entitlement. Okay. You will be finding entitlement object. So fields and relationships. So it has the master detail relationship to the entitlement. Okay. Master detail is nothing but the account is the parent table and entitlement is the child table. Okay. In future, in later classes, guys, I'll explain you about the relationships. Okay. Maybe once today we will be done with this entitlement process, right? So with this, we will be done with a basic concepts of sales, service, and marketing. So from tomorrow onwards, I'm going to explain you more detail about the custom objects and these fields and relationships, each and every field type and its values. And we will create a different fields also. Okay. That time you will learn about the master detail relationships. Okay. For now, master detail is nothing but parent child. Okay. Account is parent object and entitlements are the child objects. So what is the use of parent child relationships? Okay. Our lookup relationship is nothing but from the account record, you can under the related objects, you will find that one. Contacts is one of the child object. Opportunities is one of the child object to the account. These two are the different tables. They are connected through the relation. Okay. So the same way entitlements is also the related object, but it's not pulled under page layout. Whatever the page layout that we are seeing it here, right? It is not added, guys. In such cases, what we need to go to is we need to go to this particular object. Okay. Then we need to go to the page layouts, account support. We are using the support application, right? So account support layout. Okay. In the account support layout, under the related list, we are seeing the contacts. We are seeing the cases, open activities, opportunities, notes and partners. So let me go to the related list. And then there is an option of entitlements. So you can drag that entitlements. Okay, click on save. Now I configured my support layout to display entitlements. So if I go to here in the service application, if I refresh it here, it just takes some time, guys. Refresh time it will take, but it will get displayed surely. Okay. I'm just creating one more new account. Okay. So the layout which they have used is the account layout, guys. That's the reason which is not displaying. The layout which we modified is the account support layout. Okay. So this is the way of debugging, guys. Okay. I have added the milestones, but I don't find my milestone section. I was waited for 2 to 3 minutes because sometimes because of the refresh issues, it will take time. So I have waited for 2 to 3 minutes. Still that didn't come. Then I need to check what is my page layout. Okay. So to check my page layout, the shortcut is you can just switch back to the classic and you can open up the record which you are watching. So I try to watch it here, right? BNB IT services. Okay. And click on edit layout. Then it will display your page layout name. So this is account layout they are using. So what I'll do now is I'll go to the related list and I'll add my entitlements to this layout and click on save. Okay. Now in the classic view, I'm able to see my entitlements. So switch back to my lightning experience. Here also I can see the entitlements, right? So as part of for this account, I'm going to select the new entitlement. Okay. So status change one. So this is the account name, and from what time to what time we are going to have this entitlement process for this account. All these things we can select, and this is the important thing, guys. Entitlement process. Selection of the entitlement process. Okay. So what entitlement process it should file. So I'm just going to select case entitlement process. Okay. Click on save. Okay. So I'm going to here entitlement. So this is our fifth step. Okay. This is our image, right? Applying the entitlement process to the customer entitlement. So I went to the customer, I created an entitlement status change, and I have applied my entitlement process, case entitlement. Okay. So from this entitlement, whenever they create the case, okay, whenever they create the case, the next thing is create the case from the entitlement. So whenever I create a new case from here, so I just selected a contact name, status is new, and subject is some test case. Testing enti testing entitlement process, and clicking on save. Okay, a new case gets created. If I open up that case, okay, this is the case. I can see it. Testing entitlements. This is the one. So again, my milestones is not added up here, guys. Okay, that's the reason you are not able to see your milestones here. So the thing that we need to do is, first of all, I don't know which page layout they have used, right? So I can switch back to classic. And then I'll go to my cases. I'll open up my test case. Set up case page layouts. So if I go to case page layouts, edit, if I go to the related list, there is a thing case milestones, guys. Okay, you just need to bring this one down to related list and click on save. Click on save. Okay, now I'm going to the cases, opening up a case. So I can see no milestones are created here. So this is my account. From this account only I have created a case. So I have selected entitlement process of status change. Okay. It's a milestone criteria. Case priority equals to high. So let me check what is my case priority. It's a medium case. Okay. Let me clone this one and create the new case of priority high. And it's the test case high priority. This origin email. Still no milestones, guys. In such case, the thing that we need to see is it satisfies the entitlement process entry criteria. So entitlement process is based on the custom date time field on the case last modified date. It's not created date. Okay. It's like last modified date. Okay. So let's try to edit this one and modify something. Okay. Click on save. So this is the one. Click on edit and let me change that to medium. Let me just do one another thing, guys. Okay. I'm going to accounts. Okay. Selecting an account, support account. Here I'm going to setting up the new entitlement. Test standard entitlement. Okay, start date is today. Okay, entitlement start date I have given it as a today. And the entitlement process which I am selecting is standard case entitlement. I'm clicking on save. Okay, this is my entitlement process. I can create a new case from here. Okay, I'm creating it as a high priority case and it's a phone test. Then clicking on save. It should display 3 milestone records here, guys, because it has 3 milestones for that entitlement process. So this is the account. And for this account, we have the entitlement process. Yeah, it has one entitlement. In this entitlement, this is active. Start date is 26/12/2024. The standard cases. So these are the three milestones. Which is showing up. Why it is not showing this case? Am I not created case from here? Clicking on new case. Available in Salesforce Classic, Unlimited, and Developer Editions with the Service Cloud. User permission needed is to view case view milestones. I don't want to keep you on this call, guys, but basically it should display the milestones here. Okay. Or whatever the three milestones which are present there, right? Those three milestones should get displayed here under this case, saying that you have first milestone at this time and second milestone at this time, third milestones at this time. Okay. That I'll check it out and we'll show it as a first thing in tomorrow's class. Okay. Any questions on, apart from this displaying the milestones, any questions on configuration, guys? All these six questions. I mean, all these six steps. Okay, I'll upload this video in another 30 minutes. You can go through this video one more time and try to do the same steps, guys. Okay, whatever the steps which I have shown in today's class, try to do the same steps. Okay, the only pending issue that I can see, a small minor issue, is the setting up milestones that are not displaying under the case page layouts. Okay, that I'll sort out by tomorrow itself. Okay, in the tomorrow first, in the starting of the class itself, I'll show you. Okay, but you also make sure that you configure all the things that was discussed in this class. Okay. Thank you.